get when you roll with the poison donuts.
You realize this city is under siege, and they only moments ago unleashed a weapon that covered entire city limits with acid, the likes of which I've never encountered.
Yeah, and we're
Who
underground.
knows how many? Yeah, but they also brought siege weapons. Are you willing to bet that those siege weapons couldn't collapse the structures underground with the impact?
Yeah,
that they could generate.
Siege weapons are used to take out walls, not city infrastructure. Then they're pointless.
You don't know much about siege weapons. They can take out structures. They can crumble whatever might be in their path. I, for one, am not willing to gamble on whether or not those siege weapons are capable of destroying more than what you might be used to or expect.
What I'm saying is, why would they destroy city infrastructure? Then the city is useless to them.
We don't know why they're here. They may be here to wipe out the city from the face of the plains.
Well, so be it.
Do you know anything of the politics of this city or those that are seeking to destroy it? Do you know their goals?
I don't know. Do I?
Personally, I'd rather not gamble.
All right,
now.
Don't break the door. Try to open it, and then when you go through, close it again, and we'll be sleeping here.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, no matter what, it's a gamble. If we move on, we're likely to face something that will kill us. If we stay here, we have a chance of surviving, recovering, and then having the ability to get the fuck out of here.
Either way, we face unknowns. For me, I would rather face the unknowns that are within my power to control something rather than waiting to see what might happen.
I need at least a short rest to recover hit points and other things. Just so
Rothgar, we are all heavily damaged. We are all in need of rest, but we cannot stop on our path.
I think we can. I'm not convinced that we will die staying down here. We have better luck being down here of surviving.
Do you know how well built the architecture is that holds up?
How old is the city?
Yeah, actually, I'm just gonna whisper to Rothgar, "You're a dwarf. Just analyze the stonework. Tell him how incredibly strong the stonework is around the magic forge."
And I look around. I don't examine shit. I just look. Look, I'm a dwarf. I know stonework. This is good. This is solid work here.
All right, roll deception. And you get to roll insight.
Hope you can beat a 22.
Does he get advantage because he's bluffing about stonework?
Yeah, do I get my proficiency? My stone cutting proficiency? It won't matter. I rolled a 5.
So you can tell that Rothgar is full of crap at this point. Literally.
Right. Rothgar, I respect you as a warrior and as a companion and ally, and I understand that you're hurting. We are all hurting. But even if we were to take a rest, would that be enough for Sully to regain his power?
That's what I'm saying.
So,
right now, we are useless. We can't do shit.
No, we are not useless. We are more than just our consumable abilities per day.
I would tend to think that this toad creature was deemed mighty tough because it was hard for us to use anything powerful to defeat it. Anything that's living in near that forge is going to be that much more powerful. I am much less afraid of some rocks falling on my head than I am of whatever's living next to that forge.
Fine. Then how about we compromise? Because you are both proving yourselves to be cowards. I will go ahead. And
It's
I
easy
will
not to
scout
be-
the area.
It's easy not to be a coward when you're not even fucking alive, robot. You don't die, you break down.
I don't know what happens to me after this physical body will cease to function, but I am not fond of the idea of being without my senses and without my capacities. It does not bring me pleasure to know that at one point I will break down beyond repair, but that is not a reason to give up.
Nobody's giving up. A retreat isn't even giving up.
No.
Sometimes you've got to tactically conserve your resources and try to build them back up.
All I'm saying
That's
is
exactly
that
what we're trying to do right now.
I do not trust the city to last the next few hours, given what we've seen. We've all seen that they bring dragons and siege weapons, and the city is working to evacuate. If that is not reason enough to get our task done with as much alacrity as possible, I don't know what could convince you.
Have we
But
heard
I'm not
any?
willing to. I'm not willing to gamble on that.
Have we heard any signs of siege at all?
Down here, no. I mean, at this point, the only thing you're catching is some of the residual ringing from the creature that croaked a couple times. Well, let's take a 5-minute break here. We'll come back and decide.
Okay.
All right, what did you guys decide?
We haven't really discussed it further. We're waiting for you. And Tony's muted.
What's that?
Yeah, that's what we decided.
Oh.
Although Sully will try one more argument. Think about this. It is unlikely if we open that door, we are going to find a more defensible position to rest in than this one. So if there are 7 monsters beyond that door, this is probably our last good chance to take a rest and replenish.
That is a good point, and this is certainly a defensible position. The door being locked, who knows what may lie on the other side that could get through. But who's to say that should we take up rest, that something couldn't go through the door? Or what if the siege weapons were to succeed, or the dragon itself and the structure around us crumble? I still think that despite our wounds and despite what we're doing, we cannot afford the multiple hours it would take for us to lick our wounds to continue forth.
It's
If our rest was perhaps an hour or less, I could see it being more reasonable.
Well, I've not heard anything to change my mind. I'd rather face rocks falling from the ceiling.
I have no desire to be buried alive because, as you said, I do not die in the same way as you. So who's to say that I would not continue on, trapped within my body, to become insane from the void of interaction or being able to do anything after being trapped in the rubble? That's a situation that I would rather not face.
It's basically go further in our weakened state, potentially die. Wait here, potentially not die.
Right. And when you put it that way, Rothgar. But Rothgar, one requires us to wait. The other puts forth the choice, the action, and fate within our own hands. As a warrior, I would think that you, of all people, would choose action rather than inaction.
Well, there's a distinction between courage and foolhardiness that needs to be thought about as well.
Is it more foolhardy to wait for weapons of siege or invading forces?
I think you might be overestimating the siege's abilities. I mean, they had 3 siege engines, I believe you said.
No, it was 5 that we could see, 5 or 6.
Oh, was it? I remember for some reason I heard 3.
But still, they have not only the siege engines, but they have at least 1 dragon, as well as other aerial assaults that covered the city in acid.
I actually hate to. I
may be overestimating their abilities, but I would rather overestimate their abilities and be cautious in that sense than underestimate their abilities and be taken by surprise.
Like I was just saying, I almost hate to throw this in there, but I'm actually not that concerned about them trying to collapse this place because Magic Forge, I don't know why they would be interested in collapsing the area around a Magic Forge. But I am slightly concerned that we rest and then suddenly at the top of this shaft there's 20 Minotaurs who they've sent down because they've been working with Beckbar before. They must know about this place, where it is.
That is a good point, Sully. One reason to try and be as quick as possible rather than to delay any further.
Right, but it's also a question of how long is it going to take them to get their shit together to send people in? Are we going to be able to get 8 hours of rest in or not before then?
Beckbar may have been here before, but he's been around for a long time. How good is his memory? Is he going to know specifically where the entrance is?
Well, he did flood the place. So
it was a long time ago. I think it was a long time ago, right?
But still, this city, you cannot debate that this city is ready to fall. They've already begun evacuations, and we experienced their attack. While we may have survived, who knows how many untold others perished in that assault. In that one moment.
Sorry.
Right, but to me that would suggest that their first priority is going to be killing off the stragglers before they go poking around down here. And that gives us some time to rest.
Or maybe not. They used acid. In that sense, how much do they care about what stands in terms of the structures?
Right, but that's even better. If they just collapse the building on the surface, I don't think the stone structures underneath are going to collapse from that. It's just going to bury the entrance. They're not going to be able to get in as easily.
Okay, so then how would we escape?
I don't know. Why did you think it's going to be a picnic to escape in the first place? That city's about to fall. According to you, we're going to be sprayed with acid the moment we show our noses.
I'm not, but at least...
We're better off hiding down here until they're done attacking up there and then trying to escape.
We're good at getting out of underground areas.
Right. I can turn into a giant badger and then burrow.
Burrow all the way to the outside.
Normally, I defer to your guys' judgment because I am an outsider to this plane of existence. I do not know your customs or what mannerisms you guys have, but at the same time, I am a soldier and I do know war. And I think that it would, in this instance, I think it would be best to move forward and be quick about it to try and get in and out of the city before once again, as Sully, you mentioned, this place may be overrun by Minotaurs, and while we may be better equipped to face them, their numbers may still overwhelm us. If
All
we
right,
are
yep.
quick about it, we can at least use the cover of whatever chaos still remains from those inhabitants that still remain capable of fighting or capable of fleeing to spread out the attention of the invaders.
Right. The problem is you haven't given me a reason to be more afraid of what they're doing up there, which I'm really not, than I am about the things on the other side of that door, which I really am.
There may not be anything on the other side of that door, though. We saw this frog creature. Who knows? It may have been a tadpole that survives in filth. There may be more of those, but that may also be the only one. We don't know what lies beyond here. The red witch that led us here did not really properly inform us of what might be down here. And that may have been an oversight on our part to investigate further, but we really didn't have the time to collect that intelligence, just as we don't really have time to wait around and debate on what we are to do.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sitting down already. I've begun my rest. We're just debating. I'm not making earthworks over here. I just need to keep arguing with you for like the next 8 hours.
Well, as I said, you guys can sit on your laurels and rest. Meanwhile, I'll try to move forward. You can barricade the door behind me if you wish.
Is there even anything to barricade the door?
Well, there's those table and chairs from upstairs.
I can still use shape water, so I can shape the water up over into basically push the water over against the door, freeze it, and then we'll just have a block of ice.
Yeah, you do that for this area and over.
Well,
at the bottom of that thing, right?
I don't know if I could probably do it up 30 feet up in the air. Can't move the water quite that far.
Just keep putting more underneath it, pushing
The problem is I can only have like 3 blocks of ice at once.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so we stack them on top of the the frog thing.
I think we just full predator and cover ourselves in muck and like lay in the corner. But yeah, good luck to you, Solred. Well, probably maybe come running if we hear you screaming.
Yeah. Possibly. It depends on how long it takes. Like if you start screaming in 8 hours, we'll come get you.
I expect this from Sully, but Rothgar, I'm disappointed in you. I expected more adventurousness in you.
You are not the only soldier here. I've been in my share of battles.
And that's one of the reasons why I respect you.
If we have the option to be at full strength, it's always a good option.
I don't argue that, but I don't see that being an option right now.
It's definitely an option. Whether the option fulfills itself is left to be seen. But going into that door, I fucking swear if this door is a broom closet.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm hoping he opens it up and it's just like Beholder Eye right there.
It's the one from the Underdark. He's come to find us. Yeah.
I just think
sieges tend to take a long time. That's why it's a siege.
in normal, in the sieges that I've seen, I would agree. Most of them are usually made to be in it for the long haul, to cut off resources, but this one seems way more aggressive than most sieges. They're not seeking to simply cut off access to the city and prevent resources from going in and out with the occasional skirmish. They seem to be ready to destroy the city. The citizens are already evacuating.
Did we notice any defensive siege on the wall?
No.
No, what we saw was chaos. There was no organization to what was being orchestrated on this end of the Gith.
Who runs these Gith again?
Perhaps their leadership had been taken out, and that is the reason that they are running around in caves.
Who had control of the city? I forget.
It was a loyalist.
Yeah.
The loyalist to who again?
The Lich Queen.
Okay.
No.
There's a lot of factions.
Wait.
No, the loyalists, they're loyal to the astral plane and the council.
Oh, that's different than the Lich Queen. Okay,
Yeah.
so these are the good guys in essence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm also going to whisper to Rothgar. I wish I had saved a second level spell. I just cast suggestion on him and it'd be done for 8 hours. But no, I'd heal him.
Do we heard something about what's this fucking wanting to attack this place, right? I forget his name now.
Backbar?
Backbar, yeah.
Yeah, and so who's to say this isn't the first location that Backbar is seeking to seek out?
Yeah, I mean, we did hear that, right? Did we hear why?
Probably for the same reason we are. He might need the ethereal weapons in order to deal, because he's seeking the same sword that we are, and so that's another reason for us to be as quick as possible. We need to stay one step ahead of Backbar, and if we're falling behind for any reason, then that gives him a chance to catch up or supersede where we are, making our job and our goals that much more difficult to achieve.
See, I'm still sort of holding out hope, though, that if we start hearing sounds of like minotaurs in the rooms above, then we can rush through the door.
Hint, hint, DM.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to just stand in here, like we will at least know that they're in the facility, and we'll be one step ahead of them. Because you know what's not one step ahead of him? If he has to step over our corpses on the other side of that door to get to where he wants to go, because we've cleared out a lot of the monsters for him.
But once again, who's to say there are any other monsters beyond this door?
Well, I mean, your whole theory is filled with hypotheticals too. About what if the entire city collapses? What if somebody puts a portable hole inside a bag of holding? Like everything you're talking about is what if. So my what if is
the same. Either way, it's the same.
Well, also remember that who flooded this whole thing?
Right, it was Backbar.
Right. So why would he come back and try to go in an area he already flooded?
But once again, we don't know who is attacking the city. It may be Backbar or it may be somebody else. All we know is that whatever forces are attacking the city is largely made up of minotaurs, but not necessarily solely. And it's not necessarily minotaurs that are leading this army. All that we've seen are the shock troops, at the very least, are minotaurs. And we know that they have dragons, and we know that they have siege weapons.
we could be fairly certain that it is Beckbar's forces here.
See, there
With
I
the
actually
appearance.
I disagree with that because in the dreamscape, Beckbar and the White Dragon Lady didn't seem like they were getting along. Beckbar stayed behind to get high. She went off to do something. And I think this is what she was going off to do, was to come attack this place.
Yeah, dragons aren't very frequent in this world, so it's not like you run across one and, oh, that could be one of 15. There's very few dragons.
So regardless, whatever the force may be out there, it's safe to assume that they are after the same thing that we are.
Yeah,
We
that's
have-
unclear too.
Well, think about it. If Beckbar is looking for the sword, and that is also what we're looking for, and if this is a stepping stone to finding the sword and getting the sword, then if the Dragon Lady and Beckbar are at odds, then the whole reason she may be if this is her, she may be launching this attack solely to get what we're after.
Right. The whole reason it may be the case that that's what she's after. She may also just be wanting to wipe out the loyalists or chase the loyalists off because they're inconvenient for her. There's any number of...
But no, because if anything, that old lady, we know that her main issue is with the dragons. So if her main issue is with the dragons and she is distracting herself from that purpose, from that revenge,
Well,
then
the old lady is a dragon. She is a white dragon from the Underdark.
a white dragon was imprisoned by the other dragons.
Okay, I wasn't clear on how the old lady got into the Underdark or why she was there or who put her
She
there.
was imprisoned there. So that
Yeah.
so if her beef is with the other dragons, and so if this is her, and if she is distracting herself from that revenge, then it's safe to say that this is an important stepping stone towards that.
Okay, we're now 17 layers of Inception through what this person might hypothetically be doing. So the bottom line seems to be, I'm not going through that door right now. You are. Rothgar is apparently staying with me. Best of luck to you.
Okay, you going to try to open the door?
Yeah.
Hopefully we've talked to you long enough for
Okay.
that fucking potion of giant strength to ward off.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
All right, with fire or stone giant strength, or without?
Yeah, it's still there.
All right.
Damn it, I ended the argument too early.
Yep.
And another thing.
20.
Okay. You pull and pull, and then you can feel you can feel it give, and you can hear a snap, and you have broken the lock.
Okay.
Oh, fuck you, broke the lock.
All right. So does it open now?
It is open if you wish to open the door.
All right. So I'm gonna peek through.
Okay. You look in, and it appears to be some kind of cavern.
Uh huh.
And you have dark vision. What, 60 feet?
Yeah.
120, right?
Wait now. Let me check if
Should be
that
60.
invocation increases
The,
the range.
invocation, I think, is 120.
Oh wait, yeah, hold on.
Yeah, it's 120.
You see across the room, chained to the wall, appears to be a human in barely just skin and bones. It's not moving. And then there is some kind of creature that is made of armor walking around the room. The armor looks calcified. It's white. And on its right arm is this sort of large it's got like a large maw with like big teeth on it.
Close the door.
Does it see me?
Close the goddamn door.
It's not making its way to your direction.
Hey, what do you see over there? I'll bet you it's monsters on the other side of that door, right?
Solren just turns to Sully and goes, "Shh." All right. Can I do an investigator perception check to make out any more detail from where I'm at?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Which one? Perception or
investigation?
I'll give you an out of character reason to take a rest now. You get to level up.
Yeah, I don't see anything or notice anything more than what you told me.
Yeah, just the just looks like a human who is chained to a wall, and this sort of creature made of armor walking around. Okay. It's calcified with this big maw.
So I'm gonna, as gently as I can, I'm gonna shut the door. And then I'll turn to my compatriots and say, all right, so here's the deal.
What did I tell you?
Beyond that door, there does appear to be something dangerous. But it doesn't seem to have noticed. It seems to be guarding some kind of humanoid creature who's chained to the wall. Is a creature of armor, perhaps similar to myself, though that would be strange to encounter something like that on this plane, but clearly not unheard of. It wields a maul with teeth. Do any of you know anything of such design?
What do you mean a maul with teeth?
Yeah.
It's a maul with teeth.
I think I saw it in this book called Tome of Beasts.
What do you mean, like a maul with spikes on it, or like a maul with a mouth on it with teeth in it? Yeah, I don't know what that is. Could just be some sort of like construct armor floating around.
So I imagine you guys remember the ball and chain things in Mario that had like the Pac-Man mouth with teeth. That's what I imagine this maul to be.
Well, the way I see it, we got to go rescue the person that's got chained up, but that person's been there for a while, so could probably wait 8 hours or so. I say checking my non-existent watch. Or are you still hard pressed to just march through?
Soul Wrench still believes that that's the right choice, but he's less confident of his ability to handle this on his own.
It was a pretty big creature, right?
Yes.
How big?
Whatever it is, looks like they have survived down here for quite a while.
It's about 7 feet tall.
Yeah, so it's much bigger than I am. Not that usually matters, but
right now in our current state, we need a rest. I mean, whatever that thing is down there, if it's protecting some, did the man chained up to this wall, did he appear alive?
He seemed on the edge between life and death.
By now, I've got like my bedroll out. I never touched the sewage, so everything I have is still pretty clean, relatively. I'm just sitting on my bedroll.
All right, fine. Solar Wrench will give in and rest.
I promise you won't regret it. Not a promise.
But Solar Wrench is keeping a close eye on the door.
Okay.
You should lean up against it. Sleep with your back against it.
All right.
That's true. Does it open in or out?
You pull it in. You pull it towards you.
So I'm gonna move my bedroll over to the other side of the door. So that if they open it up, I'll be behind the door.
Yeah.
I just really hope this doesn't bite us in the ass.
Going through that door would suck.
Oh, it would suck. But hopefully this is the right choice.
Okay, so is it you guys gonna shoot for a 4-hour rest or 8-hour rest?
I'm shooting for 8.
Yeah. We could do.
I'm good with a short rest, but
I can get away with a short rest, but would prefer a long rest.
We'll have this
I'd-
argument. In 4 hours, we'll have another 2-hour argument about it.
Yeah, I mean, we could take some shifts here. Unfortunately, well, I mean, I don't know what
Yeah, Theria's not here.
there is. Just flying around, I guess.
By the way, we never mention any of this shit to Theria, and I mean shit. It was like cotton candy and snow cones as far as she's concerned.
She will smell the difference immediately.
We'll have to hide from her when we get out of here. So we can clean up.
Yeah, because you need a full rest to get your spells back, right?
That's right. A short rest does absolutely nothing for me.
Yeah. You use hit
I
dice.
mean, right, I could spend hit dice. That's the only thing.
Yeah. I get most things back, unfortunately. I just don't get Indomitable back, but everything else I get back. That's why I can get away with a short rest, but I would prefer.
Yeah,
a
I
long
only
rest
need a
for-
short rest.
I'd prefer a long rest for Sully to get spells back.
Okay.
Sully would prefer a long rest, so I can get
Alright.
spells.
Okay, so who's on watch first?
Solar Wrench.
Okay. So the door does not move. You don't hear anything from the other side. You do
Do I
hear some
anything
loud.
from above?
Yeah, you do hear some loud bangs above you, and a little bit of dust falls, but that's about it. All right, who's up next?
I'll go next.
Okay. Same deal. There's nothing on the other side of the wall. You do hear, some loud noises above.
Hmm.
And you also hear a voice, and you hear somebody yell, speak out, are you there? And then you hear it in your mind. Are you still out here?
Who? Who are you? Who? What? Who is what? Who are? What is this?
So this is Petra. Are you still down there?
Currently taking a bit of a breather here.
And then you hear a noise like something has landed on the ground. And there are footsteps, and Petra sort of like appears out of the darkness.
You know, that's dangerous around here.
It's a lot more dangerous up top.
As I've been arguing.
I have come to inform you that I had to seal off your exit.
Is there another way out?
I was hoping you would have an answer to that.
Well, we have this guy. He could turn into a badger.
The city is currently overrun, so I was attempting to make my way out, but that was delayed.
How'd you get down here?
Well, I remembered where I dropped you off. I didn't get much farther before the soldiers started to land.
Land? What are they riding on?
They came in on large, hot pieces of rock that landed on the ground and broke open. And they were small, like yourself, dwarf kind of creatures with their hairs and beards on fire. And they ran through the city.
Azers, got it. Alrighty. They don't appear like they're trying to come down.
No, I sealed off this entrance to make sure that they would not become curious. They're more interested in other parts of the city first.
Any idea what they're after?
They're just here to overtake. They're just here for conquest.
Are they exterminating the locals?
Well, they are removing the Gith loyalists from this city once and for all.
So, if we happen to come out and say we are not Gith loyalists, do you think they'd let us go?
I'd be afraid that they would probably see through that deception.
I mean, technically we don't call ourselves Gith loyalists. We're not against it, but
you can try whatever you wish. The disguise that your friend used earlier did not work on me, though. And it did not work on the other Gith.
yeah. Perhaps if we keep it up, we'll get there. Obviously, we need to find another fucking way out of here. Stuck underground again. Alrighty. And anything else?
No.
Are you here to help?
I will be of whatever assistance I can.
Delightful. Your take next watch.
Okay, so all of you wake up, and Petra is there guarding the door, sitting up against it.
Petra, what are you doing down here?
The dwarf told me to keep watch, and that's what I'm doing. My planned escape from the city was stopped, and I have sealed off the entrance down here, so you will not be found.
Well, that's certainly good.
The city
So
is
if
currently overrun.
If you've sealed off the entrance, is there like a back way out of here?
I'm not aware of one. There are aqueducts in the city, but I'm not sure where the access points are.
Well, so have we actually finished like an 8-hour rest?
Yes, you have finished an 8-hour rest.
Well, the good news is I actually can now teleport over short distances. But I can only go with me and one other person.
Dimension door.
I can do that as well.
That's helpful.
So we're not like completely trapped down here.
So long as we're not 500 feet below ground.
Right. We have to get within 500 feet of the surface. And I'd hate the dimension door like right up into the middle of the city if it's overrun.
How many times can you do that? Just once?
It's me and one other person 3 times a day. So I could like go there with one, but if Soul Wrench could do it too, then each of us takes a person there and then bams back and gets the other person. That's my third time.
Well, I mean, because there's 4 of us right now.
Right.
There's a prisoner.
We don't have the prisoner here right now, right?
There's a prisoner behind the door.
Oh, fuck the goddamn prisoner. He'll be fine.
He'll be fine, trapped underground.
We'll go take out those damn...
Let's proceed and go and figure out what's going on behind this door.
Crack knuckles, grab my axe, take a quick chug.
Yeah, Bolshavath flashes out of my arm. I raise my shield, and my shoulder cannons are at full ready. Let's do
Did
this
I
thing.
level too? Did I happen to level?
No.
No? Okay, that's fine. Just checking.
Okay, so you guys charge to that door then?
Yeah, I think we're gonna wail on this thing. Well, I mean,
Okay.
I guess we'll go in the door and see if it wants to attack us.
Okay, and that's when we can roll initiative.
Yeah.
It's not friendly.
No.
I did roll a good initiative once.
All right, Soul Wrench. You're up.
All right. So open up the door, see the guy out with this thing pacing back and forth in front of it. How far away is it from me once I open the door?
He's about 40 feet away.
Okay. So then what I will do is there enough space in the corridor for me to take wing and fly down that way?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll do that to cover the distance with my flight, and then we'll swing with Bolshavath, wreathed in green flames. So then, why does it take me so long to load? I clicked on the D20. I don't know why it's not loading. All right, so 14 plus 9, so 23.
Oh, yeah. That's a hit.
There's no other enemies, just this thing.
Yep.
All right. So then, so that's 7 plus 7. So that's 14 damage, and then I will use a bonus action to. I should have done this first. Use a bonus action to cast Hex. But I did that. I didn't do that first, so I won't do the extra thing. But he's got disadvantage on strength checks.
Okay. All righty. Ruthgar, you're up.
He's about 40 feet away, you said?
Yep.
Well, that means I have to use I have to move and then use my action to dash to reach him. 'Cause my movement is only 25. So I just run and then I keep running and now I'm next to him.
All right. And he turns to you since you're right there.
Okay. Well, I mean, so isn't Soul Wrench too?
Yeah, and I'm the one that actually hit him.
Are you brandishing that axe?
Who, me? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. So
Don't tell me this is the great Hubertus the Brute.
hey. All right, he's going to attempt to hit you. Does Soul Wrench get attack of opportunity?
Not unless the guy moves out of my reach.
Okay.
No, that's me. I get that ability.
Okay.
That's why I was wanting you to attack him so that I can attack.
Okay. 23.
Yep.
And you take 25 piercing damage as he hits you with the maw, with his toothy maw.
Yep.
Give me a con save.
Interesting. All right. Come on now. Yeah. 21.
Yeah. You feel some of the energy drain, but you're able to resist. Give me a strength save.
A strength saving throw. Right.
Yep.
Even better at that. That's 26.
Yeah, he, with his other calcified armor hand, tries to grab your axe, and you easily just move it away from him, and he misses like he's moving in slow motion.
Okay.
All right, Sully, you're up.
Okay, I walk up and I say, "Full rest, baby." He has to make a DC 18 dexterity save.
Okay. With a natural 1, I don't think he did that.
Okay, he's in some trouble then because I also rolled well. So, the 20, 31. He takes 81 points of damage from a green ray that fires out from my finger.
Centigrade?
Okay.
Yes.
Very nice.
Wow. So I'm going to. So that was, what was that? A dex save he tried to make and failed miserably.
Yep.
We'll say 100. We'll say 100 even, since he rolled a 1.
He's still up?
He is still up. Soul Wrench.
All right. So then I'm going to continue my attack with Volshobath with the green flame blade.
All right.
21.
Yep.
And then debt, and debt. So 8 plus 7. So 15 damage. And then he gets a bonus action to make another attack with his regular sword attack.
Okay.
That's 24, so that's a hit. So that's another 11 damage.
Okay. Yeah, big chunks of this guy are falling off of him. His armor
wait,
pieces
and then
are falling off.
I still get my hex damage for that last one too, which is also just a 1.
All right.
But
Rothgar.
every point counts.
And he's dead.
You're up.
Me?
Yep.
Sweet. I attack. I say die, you son of a bitch. God damn it. 17 to hit.
That's what you needed.
Oh, sweet. And that is 16 points of slashing.
Okay. You slash right through him, and he falls to the ground. Pieces of him everywhere.
And stay down. Oh.
So he didn't have any weapon, just his teeth.
Yeah, it was basically like basically a bunch of teeth, like the end of his arm.
I want to take a couple of those teeth.
Okay.
I'm gonna go look at the guy chained up to the wall.
Okay, he appears to be human. He looks in very frail condition. There is a faint sign of life, like he's barely breathing. You can see, his bone structure. He's wearing just like rags.
But he looks to be human. What species is he? He's alive.
Yep.
Is there anything else in the room?
No.
Does he look like he would benefit from like a cure wounds or a restoration spell?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, I'll cast a first level cure wounds on him. That's 16 hit points back.
Okay. Is that a touch spell?
It is.
Okay. Well, I mean, when you touch his body, you can feel the bony structure. You give him some life back, and he kind of reaches up, tries to reach up with his hand, but it's chained, to the wall. So he actually has moved now. His eyes still remain closed.
Lesser restoration is also touch, but he has now creeped me out reaching for me.
Okay.
So I am going to back up and use a sorcery point to cast it at distance. But I'll cast lesser restoration on him.
And so what does that cure?
Not sure. I probably have to choose what it cures.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's either one disease or one of a few conditions. So
like a level of exhaustion or.
Right. I would try to cure, I guess, exhaustion if he's exhausted.
Okay.
Sounds like a good option.
He opens his eyes, but they're just basically just milky white. You don't see anything.
So Soul Wrench will attempt to like slap him around a little bit and go like, hey.
And he's dead.
Okay, Soul Wrench. All right. When you do that, that's what you see.
Whoa. So Soul Wrench steps back for a couple of steps and says, hey, did you guys just see that?
What, you just slap a frail man?
No.
That's what we saw.
No, this thing changed. You didn't see him change?
No, he's a frail man chained to the wall.
I could have sworn for a second he looked like a red-bearded dwarf. Does that mean anything to you guys?
Yeah, they're swarming.
Is that
up
normal?
All I know is the mighty and brave terror from the nine hells is beating on cripples now.
And now seeing things. You probably should have taken an extra long rest, like 12 hours.
Regardless, we are looking for ethereal weapons to complete our task.
Indeed.
Are we not? If this is supposed to be where we're to find those, and we found this individual instead, surely this individual has some knowledge or ability to take us to where we need to go.
Yeah, I mean, I guess...
Well, and also, he's, chained to the wall and clearly a prisoner, so maybe we should just free him for that reason alone.
And we all die. Yeah, I mean, I'll go up and examine them. Are there any other doors in this?
Rothgar, touch him. See if you saw what I saw when you touch him.
Take it easy. Yeah, I know you're new to this world, but you can't just do that. I'll have a quick scan of the room before I approach the guy and see if there are any other doors besides the one we came in.
Give me an investigation roll.
I would love to. I don't see shit. That's a 1.
Okay.
Do you have a -1 for intelligence?
No, my intelligence is +0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, if
My
I would have rolled a 1, it would have been a 0.
My investigation is +0. And I rolled a 1.
The shackles on this guy, are there locks on them? Like, is it any way to get them open?
I mean, yeah, it looks like
Key on a ring somewhere?
I mean, yeah, it looks like you would use a key. They look pretty rusted too.
I mean, I'll go and poke around the body of the armor tooth monster, see if he has keys on him.
No.
So the guy you said he opened his eyes.
But they're like milky white.
I just kind of like stare at him like, hey, you awake?
He moves his head, but you can't. That's about it. He makes no sound.
What the fuck is the point of you?
Perhaps he doesn't understand the common tongue.
He might also be blind and deaf. Does anybody know the theme song to Helen Keller?
Right?
Or you need to get him a pinball machine.
Right.
Rothgar, why don't you help me with these
them.
chains?
Let's go visit the gnomes. Make a pinball machine. Yeah, I'll yank on one of the chains. If they're rusted, it should be easy.
Yeah, it breaks.
All right, so I'll yank on the other one and attempt to break it.
I'll try to break the other one.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to break these, and he barely can stand up.
Oh.
And he stretches his arm and points to the wall. Like points in a general direction, and then he leans up against the wall and starts feeling his hand against the wall, moving very slowly.
Is that the same wall he pointed at, or a different one?
Yeah, he kind of like pointed in that direction, and now he's feeling the wall to like head that way.
All right, I'm going to cast another lesser restoration to cure blindness.
Okay. Yeah, he kind of looks and turns, and he looks, and now you can see that he has regular eyes like a human would have. And he kind of looks at you and examines, he's like looking at all of you. And he's starting to feel the wall, and he walks over to the other side of the wall, and he starts to touch it. And as he's outlining it, you can see a door. And he touches the center of it, and the door disappears, and and there's another room. And he kind of turns away from it and points in that direction.
I'll poke my head in.
Beak.
Okay. There are a few chests in this room. They look old and rusted, and there was another one of those creatures, those calcified armor creatures in there.
Quick, throw your green beam at it.
Yeah, I'm one green beam a day. So I was really hoping that one would just crumble into dust immediately when I cast that spell, because it would be badass.
Yeah.
Problem with that spell is if it makes that save, it takes no damage. So
Yeah.
All right. Well, so are you going to react, Sully, or are we going initiative?
I'm just gonna turn back and say, "There's another one in there." Of the armor things. And then I'm going to cast Vitriolic Sphere on it. Well, how big is the room? I don't want to damage whatever's in the chest.
You can do it without damaging the chest.
Okay, so it also has to make a DC 18 Dexterity save.
Yeah, which it fails miserably.
It takes 20 acid damage. I did not roll
Okay.
well.
Okay. It has your attention. Let's roll initiative.
2. Thank God I don't have the axe.
Take his initiative that time.
Let's see. What the? I'm just rolling lower and lower every time. Getting just edging closer to that freaking 1. 11 for me. I've gone down by 1 every turn, every combat.
Okay. Sully, 18, that's you.
Yep.
Okay, you're up.
I'm going to try it again, but with a 5th level one. This is to make another DC 18 Dexterity save.
Yeah, no. Better that time, but nowhere near an 18.
And it takes 34 acid damage. And then I guess it takes the other 5d6 now. So it's 34 acid damage from the new spell, and then 15 acid damage from the last acid Vitriolic Sphere.
Okay. Yeah, just pieces of it are burning away, burning holes in this thing. It moves closer and heads for Rothgar.
I'm right here. I just kicked the shit out of you.
It's 2 attacks. Let's see. The highest is 19.
Nope.
Miss. And give me a strength check. Okay, I can roll in the thing.
27.
Yeah, again, it tries to reach with its other hand to grab your axe, and you just pull away from it.
And then
Okay. Rothgar, then Soul Wrench.
I attack. 27 to hit for 12 slashing.
Okay.
And natural 1. And a 70 on my percentile.
Okay. A crit miss charge. 70. All right. So, let's see here. Okay. So, I want you to roll 6-sided die.
5.
All right. Re-roll for the attack.
14. Fucking 14.
Okay. Roll damage.
19.
Okay. Yeah, you nail this creature the first attack with your axe, and you're going for the second blow, and you go after it and swing and miss and kind of spin around, and there's Petra standing a little bit too close, and she just took the axe. Wham!
Ooh.
I couldn't do any more damage unless I crit. I'm like, God damn it, get out of the way.
All right, Soul Wrench.
All right, using my bonus action to shift my hex over to him, disadvantaging his strength checks, launching 2 Eldritch Blasts its way. critical fail, and a miss.
You get into a flanking
Percentile.
position here.
Watch out, Petra.
34.
Okay, you just look bad.
Okay.
All right, and then I'm going to use my move action to get close to the thing within melee range.
All right, Sully, you're up.
So I'm going to move around to the other side of it so that I'm flanking with Rothgar. But then I'm going to shock and grasp it, and it's metal, presumably, so I already get advantage. 24.
Yep.
It's 20 lightning damage.
Okay. Yeah, you nail it.
And it can't take reactions.
Okay. All right. It's going after Rothgar again.
Oh, and it takes 17 acid damage from the...
Oh, that's right. Yep. So, let's see. That's 22 and a 26.
Both are hits.
Okay, you take 37 piercing damage. Con save.
Uh, 15.
Okay, you take 1 level of exhaustion. And you said it had disadvantage on strength checks?
Yes.
Okay. It's going to... Yeah, go ahead and roll Rothgar strength save.
Okay. Oh my
So
fucking god.
That's disadvantage on you as well, Rothgar, if you have a low exhaustion.
No, it's only ability checks, not saving throws. That's 3rd level.
Yeah.
I thought this was a ability check.
He said strength. It doesn't matter. I rolled a fucking 1 again. So total is 10.
Okay, so this time, after it hits you with its maw and reaches out and grabs your axe, and now it has it's grabbing onto your axe right now.
I don't let go.
You are up. Need to
I'm
break
up.
the grapple. Yep.
So yeah, can I break it?
Yep.
Try and... So is it considered a grapple?
Yeah.
What exactly? Okay. So that's what I would have disadvantage on.
And he's got disadvantage on it too.
Okay. We're both just kidding right now.
Wow.
Let's see. Okay, not bad. 19.
Does not break free. He got a 23.
Oh, God damn it. If I didn't have disadvantage, maybe.
Well, you still have another action, can't you do?
Oh.
Well, I mean, can't you use each attack in your attack action to make another attempt?
Not necessarily. It depends on what the wording says. If it says that they must use their action to break free.
Well, Peter, what is it?
We can go ahead and do it again for your next one.
$16.
14. So you get the axe from it.
Delightful. I'm going to action surge. So that I can get a couple of attacks in. 17 to hit.
Yep.
Sweet. 13 slashing.
Okay.
Second attack. Yeah, that's a hit. 28 to hit for 16 slashing. And I'm going to go ahead and second wind, I guess. Get some HP back. Nice. So I get 18 HP. Okay. That should be my turn.
Soul Wrench.
All right. Using Green Flame Blade. 17.
Yep.
All right. 11, 17 plus 7. So 24 damage.
Yeah, the green flame blade destroys it and it falls to pieces.
Excellent. 13
Roth-
temporary HP. I absorbed some of its soul. It comes into me and it tastes delicious.
Rothgar, you notice as you look at the blade of your axe, you notice that there are these little tiny spider cracks on it now.
So that shit even affects magical weapons?
What?
Whatever the effect is that this thing has?
Well, yeah, that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to grab your axe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Soul Wrench, does Soul Wrench notice, put together that both these things were trying to grab the axe?
Yeah.
I can show it to you.
Yeah. So
Your weapon is not, it still works the same. It's just you do notice this on this weapon. So it's still just as effective. It just has taken some damage.
Yeah.
Rothgar, it seems whatever these things are, they wanted your axe.
Yeah, they probably devour it, eat it.
But this isn't just something about magic weapons. Bolshevat is magical as well. This seems to be targeted.
Mine's
Your
fancy. Mine's
yes,
fancier, obviously.
I think we need to ponder on what this means. But
I
for
think-
now, let's see
Look
what.
at the chests.
Yes.
You open them up, and basically what's in them are hilts of swords and pieces of weapons where the blades have are all gone.
It'd apparently just be his discard bin after he's done eating them.
It could be.
Soul Wrench picks up one of the hilts.
Okay.
Did I notice anything about it?
It's missing a blade.
I'll grab one and slash at the wall.
Okay.
Oh, I'll pick one up and sword fight with Rothgar. Sword fight with Rothgar.
So the prisoner now who can see is watching all of this, and he walks into the room and looks at the chests, and he's looking at you guys, and he walks over to like a place on the wall, and he's feeling around, and a chest appears that was sort of hidden. It was invisible. And he props it open with as much strength as he has left.
I feel like he was judging us.
And we can have some fun.
And he reaches in and pulls out a javelin.
Okay.
What does he do with the javelin?
He's holding it and showing you.
All right, well, Soul Wrench will go over and take it from him.
Okay, it kind of glows, and you can sort of see through it.
So Soul Wrench turns back to the group and asks, "Do you think these are the ethereal weapons that were discussed?"
There's a fair chance of that.
So this javelin, even though it's like see-through, I can still feel it and feel its weight.
Yeah.
Are there other weapons in that chest other than the javelin?
There is the short sword, and that's it.
So I pull out the short sword and I look at the human and I ask, "Are these the only weapons? Is this it?"
And he nods and points to the creature you killed.
He ate him, huh?
And he nods. And then he walks over to the wall that is kind of damp and has dirt, and he writes out Beckbar.
Yeah, the guy is an asshole.
Or he's saying Beckbar took the other undestroyed weapons.
So Soul Wrench tries to confirm with the human. Beckbar took the rest.
And he nods.
God damn it.
Yeah, he already has what he needs.
Well, hopefully he doesn't have the sword yet.
I have a feeling if he does have the sword, we just need to find some really good herb for him and get him really high. So keep an eye out for that.
All right, so what do we do now?
Well, turn to the human. Do you have like a name? Can you like write your name in the dust or something?
And he writes out Carl with a K.
No, you're not like underground Temple Carl, I assume, right? Because I got this T-shirt from the Temple of Carl, and I dig through my bag, and I give him the T-shirt. I assume his clothing is not so good,
Right.
but now he has a nice souvenir T-shirt.
He gets really wide-eyed, and it almost looks like he's going to cry.
It's okay. Put on the T-shirt. It's yours to keep.
And he keeps looking down at the T-shirt and reading it.
So, Carl, do you know of any way out of here other than the way we came in?
And he shakes his head.
Alrighty. Well, sounds like a task for another day.
I mean, it probably is a good place to pause it just because it's 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
Although I'm pretty sure I'm just going to dimension door to the surface, or at least try to.
Okay.
Yeah. I've had very little sleep all weekend. Wasn't Carl like one of the travelers?
Yeah, well, Carl from the temple in the Underdark was one of the travelers. But I think that was Carl with a C.
I mean, they could have it wrong either way.
That's true. Somewhere along the way, their doctrine was confused.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good.
All right, guys.
All right, see you next week.
Thank you.
All right, take care, everyone.
Okay.
Later.
Oh, I'll pick one up. Thank you for a fight with Rothgar. It's easy not to be a coward when you're not even fucking alive, robot.